Hi friends, and welcome back. I am doing my very best to give you as many holiday book reviews as I can before we reach the end of the season. I know we only have a few more days left, but I have been reading as many holiday books as I possibly can, and I went to my local library to see what was available. One of the books that was available can pretty much be considered a Christmas classic, and that is what we are going to be reviewing today. The book that we are going to get into today is Skipping Christmas. Now, this book is a little bit older. This book came out in 2001, and actually it became a movie after that, which you may be familiar with. This book became the movie Christmas with the Cranks, and that movie came out in 2004, I believe. And when I picked this book up, I did not realize that this was the premise for Christmas with the Cranks. I didn't realize that until I started reading it and then realized the names and the plot, but let's get into a review of the book. So in this book, we are following Luther and Nora Crank through their holiday season, which is going to be a little bit different for them this year. It's going to be different because their daughter Blair has left home, and so it's just going to be them for Christmas. Blair has joined the Peace Corps, and she is going to Peru for the next year. Luther, who is also an accountant, decides to dissect their Christmas budget and the previous year's spending. So between the parties, the presents, the cards, the gifts, the food, everything that is involved in Christmas, he realizes that their family has been spending over $6,000 a year just on Christmas. Luther has had enough, so he does something kind of unusual for him, and he goes a few floors down in the office building where he works and goes to a travel agency where he ends up booking a cruise that leaves on Christmas. So with the cruise and other associated purchases like flights and things like that, they would spend half of what they would normally spend on Christmas. But with this, they're getting a 10-day vacation. Now, of course, Luther didn't think to consult his wife before making this pretty big decision to book a cruise that leaves on Christmas Day. We go through some really hilarious convincing until Luther finally gets Nora to agree to skip Christmas. Now, I'm going to get into my thoughts very early on because there's something about this plot that I just really want to discuss with you. So the interesting thing to me about the plot is how excessive it is. So Luther and Nora have decided to skip Christmas, and they are going to save over $3,000 by going on this cruise that leaves Christmas Day. Now, in the book, they commit to absolutely zero Christmas anything, nothing. They can't put up decorations, they can't buy anything Christmas related, no dinner, they can't do anything. But in my mind, you could still save a ton of money by skipping the party and the presents, but I think you could still enjoy the holiday and the season by using what you already have at home. So I kind of think that it was pretty extreme and excessive that they didn't even put up their Christmas tree. I know that it's just a book. This was just a thought that I wanted to share with you because I feel like they didn't have to skip it entirely to save a bunch of money. Okay, so that's just the one thing that I felt like I could not continue without mentioning. Let's get into some of my other thoughts. I have to say, I really enjoyed this book, and actually it was a very quick and easy book to get through. It was around 175 pages, and I finished this within an afternoon, I think. It was just a very fun and quick and easy read. For things that I like, I really enjoyed the plot, the pacing, and the writing. I found the writing in this book to be absolutely hilarious, but also relatable. The characters talk about the pieces of the holiday season that I feel like no one really discusses. The holidays are an incredible time, but they can also be extremely stressful and they can be expensive. Think item shortages or not being able to find things, the expense of gifts and parties and all of the dinners and things that you're going to. I really enjoyed the relatability. of the struggles that they were facing. Something else that I really loved about this was just the fact that throughout the entire book, they are talking and planning for their cruise. I love to cruise. My husband and I cruise for our vacations, so this was just a super fun aspect to have in a book and something that I would absolutely consider. If my husband came home to me one day and said we were skipping Christmas and doing a cruise, I would 100% be on board, except I would still put up Christmas decorations. I'm so serious about this, you guys. I don't understand why they couldn't still do the things that they already had at home that didn't cost them anything. You can put up an artificial tree if you already have one and it doesn't cost you anything. That was the only thing that I didn't agree with in this plot, because you could have still enjoyed pieces of the holiday season. They were extremists, it's fine, but I loved the cruise and the idea of skipping Christmas, but I would just add my own little twist of enjoying the holiday season, but still going on the cruise. For dislikes, I don't really think that I have any. This book was short, fun, easy to read, brought all of the holiday festivities and spirit that we are looking for. It is a fantastic, quick book for you to read while you still have some time to do so. I would highly recommend that you give this book a try if you have not read it already. And if you've already seen the movie, I would still recommend that you give this book a try, because the book is always better. And also, chances are that you haven't watched that movie recently. Maybe you have, since we're in the holiday spirit. Either way, I still think that you'll enjoy this. For my final review, I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. My intent with picking up this book was to have a festive holiday book that would be fun and easy to read, and that is exactly what this book did. It also delivered some extremely comical times, and I just loved the idea of skipping Christmas with a cruise. It was a great fit for me. If you have read this book or if you've watched the movie, let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to know if you enjoyed this book or if you have enjoyed the movie. I would just love to know your thoughts on this down in the comments. I know that I said this earlier, but I am doing my best to squeeze in as many holiday books as I can while we still have a few days left. So be quick. Let me know if there's something that I absolutely cannot finish this holiday season without reading, and I will do my best to pick it up and let you know my thoughts on it. I always appreciate your suggestions and you letting me know what books you liked or didn't like. Also, if you enjoyed this review and want to see what other holiday books I'm going to squeeze in and what other books I'm going to be reviewing, please remember to subscribe. I've got a ton of fun things coming for you. And of course, I have all of my usual links down below. I'd love for you to connect with me on TikTok. I do post almost daily there, some things that I don't post on YouTube. I also have Goodreads where I post my written reviews. And of course, there's a link to Book of the Month Club where you can sign up at a discounted price if you are interested. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!